Salina.
It's a vibe, baby. Oak Cliff girl. Can't make you change my world. Damn, you're so fine, girl. Oak Cliff girl. Put them heels on and rule my
Welcome
world.
to Selena's Couch, where you are welcome to be free to be yourself. So you can lay your head on my couch, on my pillows.
It's all good, we can do whatever we wanna do now. I'm in my bag right now, and I got a feeling, babe, yeah. You're gonna be my number one lover. Spend the night making love to each other, with the lights on top of the covers, just me and you, babe. And I feel like you're my
Love you to Reese's Pieces.
Get you a word. Nana nana boo boo.
Hey y'all, I just I just got out the shower. I am gonna make me some breakfast. Hey Malibu, how are you? Hope you're doing well. I like I said, I am relaxing. This is the first Monday that I can actually relax on my summer vacation, and I was spending some quiet time earlier this morning, and usually in that time I pray or meditate, trying to get my mind right. I said that I was going to start doing that a little bit more, trying to make it a routine, because if you don't have your mind right, it's just everything else just fails by the wayside. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad you're having a good morning. I'm going to start preparing for my meal tonight. I think tonight and tomorrow, probably the next day. I have a whole bunch of chicken that I'm going to bake. And then I have some squash. I'm gonna do maybe some mixed vegetables. I'm trying to stay away from bread. I lost 2 pounds, some inches. Could tell in my jeans. So I'm gonna keep doing that. I've been drinking a whole bunch of water with lemon, so I can get this skin, keep it nice and plump, and gonna be having all that, big old chunky looking face. When you drink a lot of sodium, sometimes you got to be careful because you definitely will blow up like a blowfish. So I've been working on that, drinking a lot of water. Try to do, trying to do a liter. Is it a liter or a gallon? I need to do. I don't know if I need to do a gallon. I'll probably be pissing from left and right. So been drinking a lot of water too. So I'm trying to keep up with that. So if your mind and your health is not right, you are messed up. You're jacked up from the flow up, from the head to the flow up, whatever. You know what I'm trying to say. It's just one of those days. Sometimes I can't get my words right. So, it is what it is. You get it. But yeah, I'm trying my best to keep it down so I won't be like a big old blowfish in the summer. But hot as it's going to be, I predict it will be. Um, if anything, I sweat out everything out here in this Texas weather. It is hot as Hades sometimes. I think it was like 90 something degrees yesterday in Dallas. Felt like more like 100 and something. But things that I wish I would have learned. I don't know, Malibu, if you have some regrets or if you have some things that you go like, dang, I wish I could have did that differently. I really messed up on that crap. When people say I don't have any regrets, baby. Hey Larry, good to see you. I can't say that. I can't say I don't have any regrets. I would cam up, but I have on some really short shorts, and it's not appropriate on the camera. So, when you're around the house, you just put some lounging clothes on. You ain't shoot. You could be half naked. So I know I am. I tell you, nighttime, I really don't like clothes. And really when I'm around the house, I don't. That's just a little secret I'm telling the whole world right now. So start getting out my chicken and start watching that. Should have put on some better clothes so that I could get up so you can see how I prepare for my meals. Because unlike some people, I don't eat fast food all the time. I mean, I do like me some Wingstop. I could eat that every day. Some Wingstops, original hot, and I like them wet, and I like my wings well done. I could eat that every day. I'm gonna be honest with you. But that's a lot of money. And on top of that, it's not really good to eat hot wings every day. So I got that much. So, oh yeah, I'm multitasking. So not only am I doing this, I'm gonna be preparing for my meals. I'm washing my chicken, and then I also need to start making my eggs and my bacon. So I'm doing a lot of things at one time. Hopefully, I won't burn down my apartment. But right now, like I said, I'm just I was going through some things when I was in my quiet time, and I was just like, man, I wish there was some things that I really would have took heed to, you know, when I was younger. When your parents tell you certain things, or older people in your family say, don't go down that way, because you go down that way, you're gonna mess up, that kind of stuff. And then you go right into it. You said, I regret not seeing you when I went to Dallas, baby mama. And yes, cam up in them Daisy Dukes. I am not gonna cam up in my Daisy Dukes. These are not Daisy. These are some almost like panties. So I definitely can't do that. So yeah, they definitely will strike me for this. So I can't do that. Plus, hey, when you at the house, you free. So if I'm not restricted or nothing. You know what I'm saying? So nah, I can't really do that, homeboy. Either one or two things will happen. Even I either scare some people because I got everything hanging, or I will either arouse people. Either way, I don't know. I think I should stay away from doing that. Um, I'm gonna make me some eggs right now. I love me some scrambled eggs. Cook those right quick. And then I got my bacon. He said he got a baby. Ain't like shut up, Russell. You just talking full. You a clown. Oh Lord. But okay, so one thing that I wish that I would have knew, well, I wish I would have listened to my daddy about, or even my brother-in-law told me, you know, be conservative with your money. Now, you can't take money when you die, so you do need to have a balance. You need to be able to enjoy your life, but at the same time, don't just spend money frivolously. If I would have did that, I would have been a little bit better off financially. Especially, like I said, when I was in my 20s, I had opportunities of saving money, especially when I lived at home. So I'll tell anybody that's still living at home, save up some money. Don't be so frivolous just because you're at home with mom and daddy. I would have did that over, you know. So now I'm learning everything that I want not to buy. Sometimes I'm not gonna just blame it. I'm gonna just say me. I ain't gonna blame it on black women doing it, because every black woman don't do it. I could definitely have my own beauty supply house. And let me tell you why. I was like, have y'all ever seen Living Single? And Ray Jean, she had all the different types of wigs. She could be a different woman every day of the week, right? That's kind of how I was, just buying stuff. And excuse me, I had a head full of her, still do, just buying wigs. And you think you slick, and that's why you are banned and deleted. Hey, Young Rez. And so, if I could have changed back a lot of things, I would have invested in some buying her and selling it. That's what I would have did. Shit. Made some money. Made some money. I would have had my own beauty supply house. It would have been called Selena Beauty Supply House. See, these Vietnamese, or not Vietnamese, these Koreans, they come over here. They can open all these businesses and stuff like that. Hey, Young Rez. Hey, Miss Chicago. They open all of these Vietnamese places, not Vietnamese places, beauty supply places. And honey, and all of us go in there and buy that hair, buy makeup, whatever we, want to make us beautify ourselves. Miss Chicago, if I had the kind of mindset that I should have had that I have now, I would have opened a beauty supply house, and people would be paying me. Now, I'm still young, not too late, but my interests have changed. A lot of things I was really into, now I don't need so much. I used to be makeup queen, you know what I'm saying? Until I realized that a lot of that stuff, it's there to enhance you, not to make you a totally different person. So when I used to be in makeup, I used to buy hundreds and hundreds of makeup. Some of that stuff I wouldn't even use. And then I got out of using, a lot of makeup. I just started enhancing my natural beauty. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have to use so much. All that money I spent on makeup, a waste of time and money, you know? That money I could have been investing in some stocks and bonds, or just being in my savings account. But really investing it would have been the right thing to do. So now, since I know better, I do better. You know what I'm saying? Other things that I wish that I would have knew earlier. If you hear some noise, I'm stirring my eggs so that I can put them in the frying pan. But if another thing I wish I knew is to value myself a little bit more. Of course, I had some self-esteem when I was, of course, growing up, but I always, sometimes insecurities in a young woman's life gets in the way, right? And you don't really see how valuable you really are. You really can't sometimes even comprehend it as much. And when you had people in your family, tell you you're beautiful, you're smart, and all this kind of stuff when you're growing up, sometimes you just don't even pay attention to it because you're so busy comparing yourself to other little girls. Sometimes grown women even do that, you know. They they're just always trying to be better than the next woman. And there's some things that if I knew earlier, I would be so well advanced, even in my confidence. I'm getting there, not where I used to be. I definitely Definitely don't let a lot of things just irritate me like it used to. Like now, I had an idiot that just came in with you fake. You think, and then the thing was you think you slick. Maybe a year ago, I would have still been talking about that person, that, that coward that came in my chat, maybe cussed them out, maybe said a lot of other things that were inappropriate. But now I just realized that most people, especially on this app, are cowards. So they hide behind troll accounts and they come in your chat and waste their time when they know they're going to get be blocked just to say something to you because they know they couldn't say something to you outside of that troll account. I used to let that bother me all day and wonder who's behind that avatar, who's behind that, who is behind the avatar, and that's a big old coward. I used to wonder about that, but now I don't even wonder about that anymore. I um i really just don't care. Not to the point to where I'm thinking about it all day, but I'm just giving you an example of how I used to be focused on some little minuscule kind of stupid stuff, you know, just real stupid stuff. I used to get mad at real stupid stuff. Now I think about it, I said, man, I wasted a lot of energy being mad and just, yeah, I just wasted a lot of energy. Hey, sweet Rita, we waste much energy worrying about what other people think of us, especially people that don't know us, right? Now, who I would be concerned about more than anything, sweet Rita in Miss Chicago, is people that actually know me. If they know me and they saying the real truth, or like they really really know me, then I might be in, it might be some truth to that. You know what I'm saying? So I just learned I just learned to not worry so much about what people have to say that don't know me. Those are the worst type of people that say things to you and they don't know you. Yeah, Malibu. People will say all types of things, and I used to be worried about it all the time. Oh, why did they say that? Why did they do that? That was such a waste of time. I wasted so much valuable time worrying about what people say, and I used to hate when people say, "Lenny, you can't worry about that." I'm like, but you don't understand. Yeah, they did understand. They know if you worry, you're gonna be your mind gonna be messed up worrying about other folks and what they got going on, what they think of you, and they don't even know you. So they did have a valid point. I just wasn't ready to listen. I wasn't ready to um, you know, actually uh take the advice at the time. So another thing that I wish I would have knew earlier that I know now is not allowing fear to stop me from doing things, right? And I know I'm not the only person that feels that way. A lot of us are fearful of different things, you know. Hey, CC. A lot of us are fearful of certain things, you know what I'm saying? Some of us fearful of talking to people, talking in front of people. Some of us fearful of being hurt in relationships. Some of us fearful that the if we like somebody, they might not like us as much as we like them. Some of us fearful of taking a new career path. Some of us fearful of going back to school. There's a lot of different things people are fearful of. You know what I'm saying? Some of us even fearful of walking down the street. Hell, people so crazy now. You almost have to have your Smith and Winston. Shit, now I can't even talk. You know what I'm talking about. Basically your peace, your pow pow pow, that kind of thing. Some of us fearful of a lot of things. I know I was. I wasn't fearful as far as like going outside. I wasn't fearful. If I had to fight, I just had to fight. It is what it is. I wasn't fearful of a lot of things, but some things I was fearful of. One thing I was fearful of, and I'm gonna just admit it to you guys, I was fearful of commitment. Man, I was like a runaway bride. I don't even know why. just run, just run. Oh, she's a runner. She's a track star. I would just run, run, run. You know what I'm saying? I fear commitment. I'm like, whatever. What these neighbors doing downstairs, but honey, I'm about to start stumping my feet. I don't know what these niggas. Ooh, Lord, I'm about to say something. I'm working on my tongue, y'all. Hey, nature over everything. How's the weather in Austin? Um, it's a little cloudy up here. I'm making some breakfast and dinner at the same time. That's crazy, right? Multitasking. Had a Rachel. I had a washing my pan out so that I can bake some chicken tonight. Yeah, it's pretty gloomy here too. What's up, CP3? I had a fair commitment. Y'all won't believe it. Y'all would usually think that would be kind of a man's thing, right? Well, I had it too. And I didn't even realize it until like maybe last year. I said, dang, what's going on with me? Hey Blaze. Peace and blessings, Selena, everyone in the house. Hope everything is going smooth today. One thing I had to learn is to take courage to move in the presence of fear. Do it anyway. I couldn't read it because that little money sign is blocking my way. But yeah, I'm learning to do it anyway. You know what I'm saying? I have a little phobia of commitment. I used to think it might be the men, but it might be me. Shoot, it might be me. I might be a little fearful. I didn't even know it. Just like, have you ever just been in the bed and you just thinking you not asleep and you be thinking of different things, like you be thinking about different things. You're like, okay, what I need to work on, but some of these folks, they go straight to social media. They don't even take time to think about stuff. They don't even take time to meditate or pray, read something inspirational. They don't take time to do none of that. They just be on the internet creating more chaos in other people's lives. You say, girl, all these men are crazy. Yes, I'm scared today. Anyone now? I'm focusing on me now. Oh yeah, they're crazy now. They crazy. I can't lie on that. It is some weirdos I have met. That was one of the reasons why I was fearful of commitment. Because I'm like, I'm seeing some signs that you might try to raise your hand and may try to do some other type of violence. So I don't play that, you know. My dad taught me well. Any signs I see of any type of that, any type of crazy, I run. I'm like a track star. Mhm. It's kind of funny now seeing me run because I got all this cleavage. So I gotta pull it up and run. But I don't play. Yeah. Some of these folks is crazy. But then it's like I said, some things that's inside of you too. I know for me, like I said, I just had a fear of it. You know what I'm saying? Not gonna go into details because honey, no, I'm not doing that. But I will say I can't blame everything on everybody. Sometimes it can be me too. Some of us have a fear of doing nothing. That's crazy, right? But some people, they always got to be doing something. They think if they sit down and think, something bad gonna happen. There's some real scary people out here. And to be honest with you, if we real with ourselves, all of us kind of you got some afraid of something. It may be one or two things, but we're afraid of something. Mhm. You said Selena. Now, okay, how can I read? Selena, you know what I'm working on, retiring in 3 years, God willing. Yeah, I know it. And I don't blame you. I wish I was your age. I'd be, ooh, Lord, I'd be retired in a minute. But then, like, since I've been out, this is my first day, I would say, really being out of school, my summer vacation. Now I don't know what to do. So now I'm gonna have to really be exercising. I'm gonna have to find another hobby. I have to do something. And hopefully me and I can go on a trip, go somewhere this summer. I plan on going somewhere. So I can kind of get out of Dallas for a minute, and that would be good. So and some me and some of my cousins may go somewhere over the Christmas. And so, like I said, forgive me. I'm just talking and trying to season this chicken, man. This is. Do y'all think I should put cayenne? Well, I'm gonna try cayenne pepper. D. Oh, what is? Oh, D's in here. D. Yeah, we gonna have to talk, DD. What you say? Take a cruise? I might take a cruise. Hell, shit, I'm waiting on. No, I still ain't got. I'm waiting on my income tax. I'm trying to figure out what the hell, but I gotta figure out because I'm gonna get something pretty good because of my school credit. So I'm waiting on that. I don't know when that's coming. Hopefully at least by July. Shit, I'm gonna get up out of here. This is fun. Oh, yeah, I was kind of afraid of commitment a little bit. I said, man, what happened to me? What happened to me, DD? I didn't get, and I wasn't one of them women. Like I didn't have a lot of like hurtful situations. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know what it is. I think it's because maybe I took on some of my daddy's attributes in some ways. I don't know. Told you my daddy was a ladies' man. Maybe I'm afraid of it. I don't know. A lot of stuff I'm kind of working through. That's why I was telling y'all Saturday. I don't care what nobody say. Some black folks they are afraid of going to therapy, but I think therapy is essential. D probably just came through and left. CC. See. But a lot of the times, man, you need to go to therapy, see what the hell is going on. But yeah, I was a little fearful of that. Excuse me. This pepper makes me I don't know, it makes me sneeze. Okay, I'm doing about 100. Yeah, therapy is okay. Nature of everything. I mean, I may do a lot of kidding around and stuff like that. Some of us got some. Now I ain't to the point to where you know I gotta talk to a therapist every week and stuff like that. But some people do, and that's okay. At least you work. At least you working on your issues, and you ain't sitting up here blaming other people for your problems. With me, I was just like, shoot, I got some issues too. And you know another thing, and I'm gonna have to apologize to some people too. I'm gonna have to apologize to some people. And let me tell you why. I didn't realize this about myself. And something clicked in my mind last night. I had an issue with, hey Carl, hey Ryan. I had an issue with accepting people sometimes for who they were. That can sound kind of weird, don't it? Because it's like I want somebody to accept me for me, but sometimes I wasn't accepting other people for who they was. And I gotta apologize to some people about that because a lot of things, the reason why I was disappointed, it was because I expected them to do what I wanted them to do rather than who they were, if that makes sense. A lot of times we don't really have a reason to be disappointed, but because we think other people should do what we want them to do, we become disappointed. So it is best to accept people for who they are. And I didn't really realize that. Hey Deborah, hey Divine, I didn't really realize that. I didn't really realize that I wasn't really accepting some people for who they was. And I definitely have to work on that. Hey Mel. Yeah, I'm glad. Shoot. Now I don't know what to do with myself, Mel. Dee Dee said come to Houston. Nature of everything said go take a cruise. So I don't know what to do. Um, but I'm really glad that I'm learning it because I really I really owe some people an apology. And a lot of times you don't see that until people maybe have left your life or, even if they're still around, I feel like, I do need to apologize to those people because, like I said, I didn't really realize I wasn't accepting people for who they were. And I was holding my standard over them rather than who they were. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not trying to get all deep, but I'm just talking about things that I learned. Kind of let me still cooking. I just thought about that and I was like, I need to work on it. I really do need to work on it. Some people like that is so crazy, but to me, it makes sense. Speak, you're talking about something I just recently experienced. Your words are confirmation. Yeah. See, a lot of us women, we be wanting certain things, and it's okay to have standards, right? But what is not okay is not accepting people for who they are at the time. And people have to change on their own. People have to experience life for themselves. You know what I'm saying? And way they may see things may be totally different on how I may see things. You know what I'm saying? But they don't make that person. That doesn't make that person a bad person or less valuable as a person. You know what I'm saying? So I really had to kind of check myself and I owe some people an apology because who people are, that's who they are. Either I love it, I accept it, or I leave it alone. But don't get mad and try to change people when, you know, that's who they are. See, that's the wrong, hey Miss Collins, that's the wrong type of attitude to have, whether you in a platonic relationship or a romantic relationship. Accept people for who they are. And if you can't deal with it, then you just can't deal with it. But don't try to change people. That's my point. See, I was so busy trying to change people, I missed out on the blessing of them just being different, right? Being who they are as an individual. So that was another thing I wish I would have learned earlier. But at least I'm learning it now, right? At least I'm learning it now. Better to learn or never, not learning, So those are some of the things that I wish I would have known, but I know it now. I'm glad that I'm knowing it now because if I didn't get it, I would miss out on a lot of opportunities. I would miss out on a lot of good people because I'm so focused on how I think people should be. That's crazy, right? I think, I had to learn, okay, that may be a control issue. I got to be conscious of it. You have to accept people for who they are. And even I think about my group of friends. All my group of friends are different from me. And somehow I can accept them for who they are. Some of them are loud, some of them over talk, some of them are miss know it alls, some of them are, just uh, miss perfectionist. Some of them are like a older sister that's trying to tell you what to do. you know it's different types of people that you friends with. So just like that, you do it with romantic partners as well. You don't try to make them what you want to make them. You just let them be them, you know and you be you. Hey, Channel Forbes, accept people for who they are. So if I can do it with family, and we got to do that with family, because some of these family members is crazy as hell. I'm sorry. I know I got some crazies in my family. Some of them probably think I'm crazy. But you got people in your family. You already know cousin so and so is a drunk. They always talking out of turn. Then you got your sister over there, Miss Know It All. I got a sister, she bless her heart, she's a Miss Know It All. Well, I got actually two of them that's a Miss Know It All. And they love to tell their baby sister what to do. And I have to tell them, no, I'm gonna do this, right? They like mama. But yeah, accept people for who they are, man. And that's one of the greatest lessons that I think I've learned. Accept people who they are. Don't try to change people. That's the worst thing. You want to know why people run from people like that? No one likes to be controlled. Even I don't like to be controlled. So if I don't like to be controlled, I can't put that on other people. That's all I'm saying. That's one thing I wish I would have learned a lot earlier. Because see, I thought I was doing it. I thought I was accepting people for who they were, but I wasn't. I wasn't. Now that I think about it, I was too busy trying to be the director, the producer, and the actors, everything. I was trying to be everything. You can't do that. You gotta let people be. So thank God for me learning that lesson now, not learning it when I'm 50, 60 years old, trying to figure things out and why nobody want to fool with me. People don't want to fool with you because they can't be themselves. That's one of the reasons. Because just like I don't like people controlling me, I can't control other people. Now, what y'all think about that? I got a friend who had to cut off because he kept on judging and doing that crap. Then 5 minutes later, needed $5 to $10 for gas. Nah, G, this don't add up. Right. Can't do that. You cannot do that. You get your life right. Get your life together and let the other person get their life together the way they see fit. Yeah, God is not into dictatorship like some people think. That's why he gives every human being free will. So with me not being God and trying to control folks, no, 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 no. Can't do that. Can't do that. You can't, and then you can't ask for something that you're not. You're asking for, oh, I want this type of person and that type of person, and and then when that person don't fit everything you want, well, nah, this ain't a good man. I don't want food with this person. This. And see, you messing up right there. I know. Like I said, we don't just do it sometimes romantically. We sometimes do it in platonic relationships, family relationships, all of it. So I'm learning to accept people for who they are, and I'm thankful I'm learning. Otherwise, I'll be a miserable lady with cats, dogs. Oh no, I don't. I can't deal with that. I can't deal with cats either. I don't like them. I guess fish would be my thing because at least I don't have to too much deal with them. They're just in a fish tank. But who wants to be like that, right? Who wants to be like that? Who wants to be a lady with animals and little dogs as babies? Like, no, that's just not for me. I'll just say that. I ain't gonna put it on nobody else. Selena, I admire that you're able to look within yourself and self-reflect. That's what makes you a beautiful person and so worth tuning into, honestly. Thank you so much. Honesty is everything. I appreciate you, Deborah, because I'm a work in progress. You don't see me turn up and act a fool. And then I had to come back and get myself together. Lately I just been kind of chilling. I'm like, look, I already know what time it is, so I ain't gonna even I ain't gonna even go into that. I already know where I can go, how I can be. So I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna leave it alone. Thank you so much, Deborah. That is a compliment for the year for me. I mean, it's good that people can actually see that you're not just talking out outside of your neck, that you really start to see yourself. Like this fool that came in here earlier talking about I ain't slick. I know I ain't slick. I'm me. The hell? Shit. Folks crazy. I am who I am. And the real people and the people that choose to get to know me, they will see my consistency. Other than that, I ain't worried about no other hater. Get them. I will say the other word, but again, I spend time in prayer, and so I'm trying to not say those other words. But yeah, baby, we all got work to do in our real lives. That's why I don't worry so much about what other people got going on, what they need to do with their life. I worry about what I need to do with mine. I woke up this morning with a purpose. We struggle enough day to day. I'm trying to take stuff off my plate. That ain't mine. Right. Channel Forbes. Sorry, everyone got their own. Exactly. Everybody got their own deal going on. That's why I said I don't understand why so many people critiquing and trying to, tell other people what to do. That's why I said I had to kind of get out of it. Because I said, wait a minute, I got my own business to take care of. Why don't worry about what they got going on. I just can't do it no more. I'm like, nah, this is crazy. You get your stuff in order. Get your stuff in order, then maybe you can help somebody else. Don't try to tell them what to do. Just help them if they need your help. Don't tell them what to do. I hope I'm making sense to you guys. But Deborah just confirmed to me that I'm not just talking to myself. So I appreciate that. And I appreciate the interaction in the chat. So he said, unless they ask you for your insight, I try my best not to intervene. Right. And when that happens, they have to be mature enough to take it with a grain of salt. Exactly. And vice versa. And that's how I feel. Now, if somebody asks me something, then I'm like, look, don't get upset because I might not say something that you might actually like. Hey, chill. I might not say something you might like. So just know Just know that I'm telling you this in love, because I try to be respectful of everybody if they ask me something. I ain't gonna just come out and say uh something rude, but I will let you know before I say something. Okay. Um, don't get offended, but I feel or I see this. Don't get mad. And if you get mad, that's on you. Because I done told you from the beginning. That's on you if you get mad. Because I already told you. And I ain't gonna come to nobody, especially they coming to me for it, like advice. I ain't gonna come to nobody disrespectfully. I'm not gonna do that. But it might not sound or feel good when I tell you. And hey, Shirley, and I expect the same from you. Don't sit up here and lie to me in my face when you know I'm jacked up. See, I don't fool. I don't like fooling with people. Don't tell me what I want to hear. I got a friend like that, now to me, she tells me really the deal. I have other friends that tell me what time it is. Don't tell me what I want to hear. That's not going to help me. What's going to help me if you tell me the truth, whether I like it or not? Just wasting people time. You lying to them, and those are not real friends. We talked about that last night, and we did have. What I gotta say, we had a great um, you know, women's panel yesterday. I was so thankful that I had the women that I had up here on my platform, even the women that was in the chat and the men that came to support. I appreciate that. Like we really had a good live, and a lot of the things we talked about, I mean, it stayed within the thing that I was talking about being a sister's keeper. And when they talk about being a brother's keeper, I said, am I my sister's keeper, And we really had a great panel last night, and I was really thankful, and I was satisfied with how it turned out. And if you haven't seen the live stream, make sure you go back and look at it if you have time, because it really was good to see that different types of women. All of us had different personalities, but somehow we're able to have conversation, whether we agree or disagree. You know, shout out to every woman that came up here, even the ones that came on my last women's panel. I appreciate that. That was a great live as well. So I want to do that like once a month. Another thing I'm kind of learning is getting out my comfort zone. I've been always trying to play it safe. I was one of those people when I was younger. I used to be a little risky. I ain't gonna lie. I would try things different. But now as I got a little older, I was just like, oh, I'm kind of scared. I don't know if I should do this. I kind of second guess myself, like I second guess other people, I guess. So I said, you know what? I gotta get out of my comfort zone more. And y'all really gonna see me getting out of my comfort zone when I get on that horse. I told y'all I had some situations to kind of happen over the weekend that I wasn't able to go. But one of my cousins has a ranch, and he has like a lot, like he does like a lot of horse back riding, people that want to come out. He has farm animals and all that kind of stuff. And when I do go, hopefully it'll be next weekend, because I keep putting it behind because stuff keep coming up. Um, you're gonna see me horseback riding. Now, I don't know how that's gonna turn out. Hopefully I won't be landed on the ground. But I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do things different and new. Even the things that scare me, I'm gonna try to do those things. Because if I don't try, I'll always be stagnated. I'll always be in that fear, you know, of not trying something new. So you guys are gonna see me on a horse, and being around those farm animals and stuff like that. Some of them stuff is cute, but it's cute when you're looking at it on TV, not up close. So I'm gonna be doing that too. Um, because I'm trying something new. Hey, Phoenix. You said I like ranch dressing. We ain't talking about no ranch. Channel 4. We talking about a ranch. And maybe with my Texas accent, you from, I don't know, I think you from New York. Look, I am a little country. Some things I can articulate and some things I cannot. Ranch, whatever, you get it. um, it's gonna be on his ranch. So, shoot, I'll try my best. Oh, you Trinidadian. Hey, Travis. That's one of my nicknames, Lena. Yeah, I'm going to be going on there horseback riding. He gonna guide me. He ain't gonna just let me go. 'Cause I already know this is my first time. I don't, most of my people come from the country. You know what I'm saying? They started out in Alabama, then they came to Texas. This is on my mother's side, uh, her father's side. And they started from Alabama, then they came to Texas. So I have a lot of people that are kind of country like, as far as like they have, pastors, they have their, horses and they have their own lakes and stuff like that. See, I got all different types of people in my family, just like everybody else. We got some gangsters, we got some entrepreneurs, we got some attorneys, we got some judges. I got a whole bunch of different types of people with different occupations in my family. But for the most part, we some good down home country people. So I am kind of used to, even though I didn't like being outside, I didn't like bugs. That which is crazy, especially when you're in the country, it's all types of bugs flying around in your face. So um I didn't like bugs, but I know about the country living of my grandfather, being on my grandfather's in his pastor. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. But basically it's just like um it's a land where they have that's gated, that has cows and has he had a couple of horses on there. He had like maybe about 10 horses. Um, he was, like I said, he had what else on there? He had a tractor and all that kind of stuff on there. So I'm familiar with the country lifestyle, familiar with it, you know. So I'll be going back to that, and you guys gonna see me riding. I just hope and pray I can do it next weekend. I'm hoping that everything will go well and nothing will come up. I'll be able to go out there so you guys can see me riding down, riding and with on a horse. I think he has like a few horses. So they're doing pretty well for themselves. I think Ashton's probably about 34, 35, him and his wife, and they ended up getting their own ranch. Um, so I think that's pretty good. So yeah, we're gonna see that. But like I said, another thing I wish I would have did earlier, and be consistent with it. Like I said, I was a little adventurous when I was a teenager. Then all of a sudden, it just seemed like I just got scared. So I said I got to get back to that girl I was, that was adventurous, that tried things new and not allow fear to stop her from doing things. I got to get back to her. Sometimes in life you get lost a little bit because of life. Things happen and you start to, some things you grow up and some things you grow out of, and some things, you just you lose it along the way because life happens. You know, everybody go through things. Everybody experience certain things that kind of make them a little afraid sometimes. So I got to get back to being me. I gotta get back to being me. So thank you guys for listening. Um, I don't know if anybody wants to come up, let me know. I don't know if anybody wants to come up, but if not, gonna exit stage left. Like I said, I don't put my chicken in the oven, so and and I cooked um my bacon and my scrambled eggs for breakfast. Then after I finish that, I'm gonna start cutting my squash. I'm cooking squash with it. And I got I think I'm gonna either do mixed vegetables or green beans. I'm not for sure. I was thinking about cooking me some pinto beans. I'm trying to figure out but that's gonna might not take too long. It's gonna take some hours though. I gotta soak them and stuff like that. So I don't know. I might just go ahead and just do green beans. But I got some squash that I need to um wash and cut. So I'm gonna have that for probably about 3 days. I cooked a lot of chicken, so I'm baking a lot of chicken. So I'm gonna have those for a few days. I'm trying to meal prep and get this body together, y'all. I'm gonna be lean after a while, honey. Yeah, I ain't gonna know what to do with myself. But yeah, if nobody wants to come up, you said he had a mini farm when he was down here in the South Florida, 6 chickens. Yeah, he has chickens too. He had 4 quails, mad banana trees and others, etc. Right. Texas does have a lot of land. And see, my people down there, they like I said, they even have some of them even had their own lakes and stuff. They got their own lakes and just a large amount of property. Um, you know, and we still and one of my grandmothers, um, one of her ancestors, I think it's her great grandfather, grandmother, or somebody, they had got in contact with us and they was like, it's oil on our land. It's like 100 acres, and it's like we had to they only disperse money between, I think it was like 500 and plus people. So that was what, like 99 cents a check we got, because it was 500 plus people that were in my family, on my family tree, with all these different descendants that had kids and grandkids and stuff like that. Those who died, they would get their share, things like that. So I'm like, honey, we ain't gonna ever see that money. I'm real disappointed with that, because I was like, dang, we're gonna be like them hillbillies. I thought we was, but I got too many people. It was too many people, 500 plus. Like, man, we might not ever see that money. So I think that was like on 100 acres or something like that that my great grandfather had. Um, and the white folks almost stole that from him, but somehow him and his family, they kept that land. Hey, Cam. Yeah, I don't know. I think YouTube don't want me to be great or something. I don't know, but for whatever reason, some people just don't get them. I don't get a lot of people's notifications. I don't know what that's about, but I'm glad you're here. Yeah, I'm about to get off anyway. I've been talking. So hopefully y'all got something from that. I just hope that this coming year for all of us, that we get out of our comfort zone and not be so afraid of what might or might not happen. Just do it, long as it's safe. You ain't hurt nobody. You know, some of us want to pray about it, or we have to have a good feeling about it, or however you process things. But life is meant to be lived. It's not meant to be afraid all the time. You can't live life like that. You'll never you'll never live really life. A lot of people are alive, but they're not living. And I would say at one point I was alive, but I wasn't living. And to me, living takes more than just getting up in the morning, going to work. Living is really enjoying the life that God gave you. That's what I feel like it is. It's more than just, just doing what you got to do to survive. You know, it's about enjoying life, laughing a little bit more. Quit being so serious. I used to be, and that's another thing I learned. Quit being so uptight. Just laugh sometimes, even laugh at yourself. Everything ain't that deep. Just, you're going to have to learn to enjoy life. And if nothing else that I learned from last year to this year that I'm still learning, to enjoy your life, laugh more, quit being so afraid to try different things, quit being so afraid to try to meet new people, and try something new sometimes. Don't always keep be safe, you know. Don't always try to, just stay, you know, where it you won't get hurt, because life is about experiences and sometimes you will get hurt. Some things can be avoided, but you can't protect yourself from everything. You know what I'm saying? You can't protect yourself from everything. And sometimes those older people would tell you sometimes you just got to trust the good Lord and keep going. So you can't protect yourself from everything. Can't keep yourself from pain. You can't keep yourself from hurt. That's inevitable, unfortunately. Unfortunately, it's inevitable. So just do the best you can, and pray about things that, if you believe in prayer, pray about things that you don't understand or you need direction, and go with the flow sometimes. Sometimes we don't always get the answer until we're actually doing what we are afraid of doing, and then we'll get the answer. That's just sometimes. Well, guys, I hope that you got something from what I said today. I know I have learned some things from what I've said because I've experienced it, so I know. Um, and let me see, is there anything else that I learned that I want to talk about before I get off? Oh, accepting you for who you are. That's a real good one. Quit trying to be like everybody else and accept you for who you are. You're good, bad, and indifferent. There's only one Cam Cam. There's only one Phoenix. There's only one Miss Collins, and everybody, Channel Forbes. There's only one you. So rest in that, be happy with that, and love you for you. Because if don't nobody else love you, at least you do. Because when you love yourself, you don't put yourself in situations knowingly that would destroy you or hurt you knowingly. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, some things you can't avoid, but some things like getting, addicted to drugs that can take you out of here. When you love yourself, you know better. I can't go down that route. I got to find another coping skill to deal with life. Okay. When you love yourself, there were so many things, that people do when they don't love themselves, like cutters, people that cut themselves, they hate themselves. That's why they cut themselves. They cut themselves. And um, people like that, you think about, those are real people that got problems with self love. You know what I'm saying? And I don't mean, and I would be going into the conversation of mental awareness, like I did Saturday. But I just really want people to think about that. Love who you are, who God made you to be. Whether you ugly in some people's eyes, or you're pretty, are you fine, are you bad built, are you fat, were you thin, were you shapely, whatever you are, the way you made up, love you. If it's nothing wrong with enhancing yourself, going, like I said, getting your hair done, getting your makeup done, or getting a nice suit, getting some nice sneakers or whatever, kicks or whatever you want to do. to make yourself look nice. There's nothing wrong with enhancing who you are, you know. But at the same time, even when you don't have all of that, still be happy with who you are as a person, what you have to offer. You know, I can be giving, I can be kind, I can be loyal to my family and friends. I'm talking about my real friends and family. I can be I can be compassionate, you know, with people, you know, that I choose to be. Now everybody, I'm like, I don't know. But, you know, those are some of the attributes that I have a part of me that are good things. So even my feistiness, you know, or even me having sometimes a little temper, you know, that's, you know, I'm not gonna uh I'm gonna take accountability for it, but that's sometimes a part of me too. It ain't always good, but I still love me at the end of the day. I ain't gonna let nobody think they can and do anything to me because I love myself. I ain't gonna do a lot of things to me either, like overeating. A lot of people, when they don't really love themselves, sometimes they overeat because they don't want to be attractive because maybe they were sexually abused when they were young. I don't know. It could be a lot of different things on why we do different types of behavior. And though some of those behaviors show that we don't love ourselves. Some of us drink ourselves until, you know, we can't even think. Things like that, you know? So loving yourself is more than looking nice on the outside. Loving yourself is taking care of your mental and your spiritual, emotional, all that, you know? So I'm learning to put better things in my body. Now, I ain't gonna lie, every now and then I have to have me, I don't have to, but I won't. I want me a cherry Coke Zero. But like I said, I have been doing better with drinking water. But even putting certain things in your body, you know, I ain't exempt. I'm gonna make my hub. I'm gonna give me a cherry Coke Zero, just like people like coffee. But yeah, I'm just learning. And thank God I'm getting to know those things before it's too late for me. So I'm sorry I'm eating just really rude. I'm sorry. I do have some home training, but I'm hungry and these eggs are good. But love you to Reese's Pieces. I'll talk to you later. And yeah, I appreciate everybody that came through and showed some love. Bye.
Selena.
It's a vibe, baby. Oak Cliff girl. Can't make you change my world. Damn, you're so fine, girl. Oak Cliff girl. Put them heels on and prove.
Welcome to Selena's Couch, where you are welcome to be free to be yourself. So you can lay your head on my couch, on my pillows.
It's all good, we can do whatever we wanna do now. I'm in my bag right now, and I got a feeling, babe, yeah. You're gonna be my number one lover. Spend the night making love to each other, with the lights on top of the covers, just me and you, babe. And I feel like you're my
Love you to Reese's Pieces.
Get you a word. Nana boo boo.